Hey Alliance Academy, quick video on how to use a business focus system or like a business operating system. The way this is going to work, we focus on 90-day sprints based off of our annual goal. So everything is moving us toward our annual goal, right? In 90-day sprints, we're going to look at what levers we want to pull or what the constraint is that we want to focus on. So with that 90-day sprint, we're going to look at our objectives for the 90 days, and we're going to move those objectives into monthly milestones. Here's how it works. And you'll have access to this PDF that you can actually use as your workbook or worksheets to do it live while you go through this. So the sprint focus is the objective. We're going to decide what is it that I'm focused on for the next 90 days. So let's say it's lead gen. I'm going to come in, I'm going to say, what are all the key actions that I can do for lead gen? And I'm going to write down all of the key actions. So we go key actions, whatever it is for lead gen, we write them all down. Now, after we get them all written down, then we're going to go, all right, which ones of these will I do? Which ones are top priority? Which will move the levers the most? Which will move me towards my 90-day goal, my 90-day objective, towards my annual goal the most? And we start numbering them. And so we just go through. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in this case, 8. So now I've got them listed out in priority. And this is where this system is pretty cool. It makes it simple. Now I look at my monthly milestones. I've got 3 months and a quarter, so I look at my top 3, and I move my top 3 over. And then I do the exact same process right here for each of the 3. So here's number 1, here's number 2, here's number 3. And I go through and I list what are all the things I can do to accomplish this number 1 now milestone from my objective. And I list all the things. And I do the same thing for number 2, and I do the same thing for number 3. Now, why is this such an effective system? It's effective because it's simple, right? Super simple to implement. And it also helps keep us focused, because one of the biggest things in 20 years of work with entrepreneurs and coaching in my last business, many entrepreneurs, hundreds, maybe even thousands of entrepreneurs, what do I do next is always part of the conversation. Or it's so easy to get overwhelmed, or I get distracted. Again, woman in the red dress syndrome. Yeah, whatever it is, this helps eliminate that. And the reason it helps eliminate it is because you have everything listed out. You know what your tasks are. Now, let's say number 1 doesn't take a full month. Well, as soon as number 1 is accomplished, we start number 2. And so it can take a day, it can take 2 weeks, doesn't matter. We start number 2. As soon as number 3 is done, we don't have to guess what to do next. We already have it prioritized. We just bring number 4 over and we start working on number 4 in the exact same way. So it is a super simple business focus system with 90-day sprints where you're focused on a lever or a constraint that you're going to overcome. And the easiest way, Hormozi talks about this, the easiest way to figure out a constraint is look at your business. If you double it, what breaks? And this can be taken down to the most basic level, even in service industries, right? If you were an HVAC company, you have the overall constraint, but then you actually have technician constraints. So let's say you had somebody who HVAC, you do boilers, and you got one guy who does boilers, and that's it. Well, if you get 2, if you double calls for boilers and he can't do both, that's a constraint. The system is now broken. And that happens with any business. It's in marketing, it's in sales, it's in real estate, whatever the business is. That's a simple way to figure out the constraint. And again, Hormozi does a great job talking about that. I'm piggybacking off of what he has said and the system that he uses, quite honestly. So, levers, constraints, 90-day sprints with our objective, our key actions, moved into monthly milestones with the key actions for each of the milestones. When they get accomplished, we pull a new one over. And that is a simple business focus system that can keep you on track moving towards your annual goal. Hopefully you like that. Any questions, ask them down in the comments. I appreciate you guys.